Yeah. In your house with O'Con. Hey, O'Con in your house. Hollywood in your house. Hypocrisy's head in the clouds. Curating all kind of loud. Wrestling in front of the crowds. Paragon's holding it down. Anybody can get it. Josh Joseph standing on his position. He is the voice. There is no choice. We is them boys in your house making wrestling noise. Moving fast, it's like cruiserweight action. In your house is the perfect distraction. Pumpers in your ears when you in traction. Get this work with some wrestling action. Smoke.
What's up, guys? What's cracking? The Con Man, and I'm in your house. We're here. We're ready to make a movie. I hope you guys are ready to make a movie. I hope you guys are with the shits. Because, hey, we're with the shits. And we're ready to talk a little wrestling. That's right. You already know the vibes. Anytime we slide on through, we here to give you that work when it comes to this professional wrestling business. And you guys already know. I mean, it is what it is, all right? We give you guys that work. We've been doing it. We got some big stuff coming. You guys already know. Monday is going to be our big live interview with former WWE superstar Donovan Dijak. So make sure you guys pop in on the 15th of July. Pop in on our Facebook, on our X, on our YouTube, on our Twitch. We'll be talking to Donovan Dijak live, guys. So if you guys have questions for Dijak and his career in WWE, NXT, Ring of Honor, anything that the man's done, slide in. And if the question's good enough, we'll go ahead and ask the man. But, you know, we got that coming. We got Bill Alfonso coming. We got Big Zoe coming. But today, on today's episode of In Your House, we actually got a chance to pull on a great superstar from NWA, former NWA Tag Team Champion Missa Kate. And we had a great conversation with her. She was such a vibe to talk to. And, man, we talked about her career. We talked about her love for John Cena, which you guys already know. John Cena announced his retirement. We talked about her being in the NWA, doing AEW Dark, and being the champion of a promotion, a world champion of promotion, not the women's world champion, but the world champion of the promotion, intergender wrestling, and everything moving in her career. So without further ado, I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to go ahead and transition to our interview from Every Child Wins, the event in Lafayette, Indiana on the 29th of June, where we talked to Missa Kate. Check it out. This is Alakon, the Concept House, and of course, this is the In Your House Wrestling Podcast. I'm over here with my man, the voice, Josh Joseph, but we are here with a great guest. We are here with independent professional wrestler, Missa Kate. We truly appreciate you coming on the show real quick.
Of course, thanks for having me. I saw you guys, I was like, I like to talk, so.
Yeah, that's cool. No, we love it. We love the talking. So you're here. We're here at Every Child Wins over here in Lafayette, Indiana, and you just had a little situation over there with it. Yeah, I mean, can we get a clip of that? Can we see that? It was wow.
It says loser. Of all things. At first I was like, oh, it says lover, that's nice. And somebody had to point out to me and said, no, it said loser. So I was a little offended about that.
Yeah, I would have been offended by that too, honestly. I mean, if you wanted to think that it says lover, just because, you know, when it comes to tattoos, like they stay. You know, I got tattoos. So where's that? There it is. There we go. I've got a couple on my neck, yada. But no, I wanted to talk a little bit about your pro wrestling career and everything. Like we talked a little bit before we went on the air. You've been in a couple different places, NWA, AEW, so you're really moving around. But I want to ask you this. Pro wrestling, where did it start for you? Like, where did you think to get into this? When were you inspired by it? Just kind of picking your brain a little bit.
Yeah. So for starters, I always say I have two first matches that I've ever seen. The first actual one that I've ever seen is John Cena's debut against Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
And it was in Chicago.
Yep.
And I'm a very everything happens for a reason person, right?
Chicago sweetheart.
That's right. John Cena's my man, also. But that mixed with his debut being in Chicago, and he did such a great job. And I was like 6 at the time, and my grandfather, who was blind and he's foreign, so I can't copy the accent, but he didn't know what was going on, but he just heard like yelling and stuff. And he goes, "What are you listening to? Turn it off! You're gonna die! And I'm like, as a kid, I don't want to die.
Yeah, right.
And I was like, all right, I'm not gonna watch this again. I don't want to die. Pretty much what he meant was like, because he used to watch Mortis George,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
all
yeah.
those where it was like real intense, they're
Oh, yeah.
betting on him. So he was trying to say I was gonna get an ulcer and a hole in my stomach and die. As a 6-year-old, you don't know that.
Yeah.
So you're just like, I'm just not gonna watch this anymore.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave this alone. But the second first match that I saw was Edge versus Matt Hardy in the ladder match. The winner stays on Raw.
Yeah.
And Lita was with Edge at the time. And when I saw her, I was like, she's a badass. She gets in there with the guys. I was always the chick that like was a tomboy, and I grew up with older cousins. So like anything they did, skateboarding, basketball, baseball, like whatever, I was there. So I was like, oh my god, I relate. So those were my 2 first matches, and ever since, between falling in love with the sexiest man alive, John Cena, and Lita, just being the badass that she is, I was just like, I gotta do this.
Yeah, no, I totally understand that. I don't know if John Cena's sexy or not. I can't see him, so I don't know.
That's fair. It's okay, he only lets me see him. So.
Whoa. All right. Let's reel it back in. No, but no, I really.
I wasn't ready for this.
I wasn't ready. This was spicy. I'm spicy. I don't think I had it anywhere. But no, I like how you brought up Lita, because Lita comes up a lot just because she was that vibe of that generation. There was nobody like her. I remember her back when she was managing S.A. Rios, when she really first started coming in and doing work, and then she became part of Team Extreme and really just kind of broke through and broke new ground for women. Is there any other women that you kind of accredit your entrance into pro wrestling to, or that inspired you?
100%. So, people that I feel like get looked past a lot are Michelle McCool. Big Michelle McCool fan.
Yeah.
Mickey James, of course, obviously Trish Stratus, I feel like that goes without saying. So, Victoria, Melina, and there's more people that I'm not naming right now, I'm sorry, but there's so many women, especially when I started watching was the Ruthless Aggression era, but then when I started understanding wrestling was more of the Diva era.
Yeah.
And to me, I'm like, we had such a great group of women that unfortunately didn't get the time that they deserved.
Facts.
So it was just, a lot of them get looked past. So yeah, it's just a lot of women from that. Maurice is another one. Maurice, I feel like she was very underrated. So people are popping in my head now as you're like.
Sure. That's
but so it's just like there's so many different women, and I try to see what I like about them, and I try to make my own version of that in the ring or in my character or anything like that. So yeah.
No, I like that answer. I really do, and it just opened up my mind to the question. I'm sorry, voice. I'm kind of taking over the whole thing, man. But like, he's just kind of vibing, isn't he? Yeah, he's just kind of vibing. But I think about all the years that I watched wrestling, and I think about the women's division, and I think about how women were pretty much, materialized during the Attitude Era, and then weren't booked properly or really given the right time really during the Divas era. And then we just had a huge pivot where everything changed. And we can accredit that to great stars like Charlotte Flair, Sasha Banks, and now known as Mercedes Moné, Becky Lynch, Bayley, who's having a run right now, and now it's opening up the floodgates for many great talents, you being one of them. What could you say to this renaissance, this revolution for women's wrestling, and how has it created opportunities for somebody like you?
I feel like it has, obviously everything, we had to take all these different steps, right? So we had to start with the Attitude Era, even though it was pretty risque. And then Ruthless Aggression, where some of the women broke out of that and they're able to show their, that they could wrestle and all that stuff. And then, everything happens for a reason. So I feel like we had to go, in the words of Eminem, go through there to get to here. I totally butchered that line, by the way. But you guys know what I'm trying to get at. But yeah, so it's just I don't know, I am very grateful and I'm very appreciative of everything that the women in the past had to go through to get me to where I am today, where I'm actually looked at and respected as another female talent, not just who's ass, lack of a better term. But yeah, you get a little bit of both, but you got a fun balance, but but it's because it's cool, looks and all that stuff, but it's but what does that that goes away when you go to the ring. You know, that your looks ain't gonna do shit if I punch you in the face a couple times. Yep. So, yeah. See, you know.
Everybody got a plan to get punched in the face. So, no, I'm enjoying this conversation, man. I'm gonna give you a chance here, man, because I've been kind of hogging the mic here. You got any questions here for Missa K?
I do. So, you brought up the Attitude Era, and you brought up Lita. Lita, also an ECW alum. Yep. She was in there. Is there any interest in like death matches and stuff like that for you in the future?
So, as a bucket list, I would want to do one. However, very picky about who I would be with and how it would be done. So I would say if I did, it'd only be a one and done. Yeah, it's just because otherwise I'm down, again, I like telling stories. You could find anywhere to tell a story, any kind of match. I just did a double Jeopardy match, which is also, from ECW, right? I just did one of those and, telling the story through that. To me, it's a challenge. Okay. So, yeah, a death match would be a challenge that I think I could do. I just, right time, right place, right person.
Exactly. So, who on the local levels that you're really like catching fire with, you're like really syncing up with, you're really like just getting over with?
You mean to do a death match with?
No, in general. No. I figured once you said the one and done, I was like, we can move on from that one. I apologize. But yeah, the local talent, like you're doing matches with and things like that. Who are you really syncing up with and you're really enjoying your time in the ring?
There's, like today I did have a match. I always butcher her name. I always want to say Ari. Is it Ari or Ari? I always say it.
Ari.
Okay, it was Ari. I always want to say Ari. I don't know why. Yeah. So like her and I, we sync up well. When I worked with NWA, there was, Kylan King I had a match with. I've never had a match with she's somebody that I wanted to wrestle. Kenzie Page is another one. Kenzie Page is a great one, yeah. So, I don't know, it's kind of like Girl Rock, and I'm very fortunate right now. But I definitely am somebody who right now I'm excited. I'm starting to get more into the intergender matches, which is like a whole different, not a shot at the girls or anything, but it's a different challenge, right? Yeah. Because it causes me to up my game. So that's something right now. I just recently had a match with Kevin Koo at Second Wrestling that I am the champion of the company. So yeah, intergender, everything's intergender there. So that was fun. That was a good time. We beat the shit out of each other. So
yeah, that's great. Well, yeah, you brought up the intergender, and that this where you're at, the promotion that you're talking about is intergender all the way through. So that's a different level. That's a different plateau that you yourself, as a young girl, seeing the others that you look up to doing their thing. So does that kind of put you on a mountaintop? I mean, that would me if I was doing something next level that others aren't really doing that much.
I'm just a kid. I'm always next level. I'm on my own level. But no, yeah, it's a whole different. I feel like I run in the career. Hopefully everyone projects up, and I feel like I'm on that way up, and I'm reaching goals that I have set out to do for a while, and now they're happening. And I don't know, I'm blessed, and I don't need a Mount Rushmore, I am the Mount Rushmore.
I love it.
She's getting gnarly with her words.
Yeah, man, we love it. We love to hear it, man. So you talked a little bit about some of the goals that you've accomplished and that you set out for yourself. I know for a fact you've done NWA, you're former, if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, this former NWA World Tag Team Champion. Also, you've worked with AEW as well. What has it been being part of those like upper echelon, next level? Nothing against like the indies or anything like that, but like what has it been like to be on those stages for you?
It's nerve-wracking because it's somewhere that you always want to get to. But at the same time, I have this weird comfort because it's something that I've, again, always wanted to achieve. So where it's different is now you need to work camera. You need to work, yes, indies you mainly have to worry about the crowd, but camera you have to worry about the crowd and camera. So that, and then there's storylines, and then there's promos, and you have to get, there's just so many more elements to doing TV, to doing extra work, to doing tapings, like everything pay-per-view. So, yeah, it's an experience. It's different than the indies. It's just, again, it's makes me step up my game more.
Yeah. No, I definitely feel that vibe. I was just talking earlier with Big Zo, and I was talking about a little bit of time that I spent with OVW, and I did a little managing there because I managed to do commentary and stuff. And it is a stark difference between just like working the indies and like I enjoyed my time there because I learned. And you're talking about how it upped your level and stepped you up to that next game that you want to get to. That's great. Now you're like, I think it's great that we're in a time where like you can be a world champion, not just a women's world champion, but a world champion for a company. I think that's great, and I think that's awesome. But I want to ask you, Missa, I want to ask you this. You've done already a lot of amazing things in the business, to be honest with you. I mean, it's just to looking at some of the things that you've done, because I tried to study you a little bit before I knew I was going to have you on. You've done some great stuff, but what are some other things that you aspire to do? What is going to make you, I don't want to say feel whole, but feel like, hey, this was something big that I wanted to get to and finally got it?
I think everyone's goal is to be at the biggest stage, right? With the most people, with the most eyes on it. So that's what I want. That is the ultimate goal. I mean, yeah, of course, like I have different goals as far as like I would love to travel in Japan style, UK style. I know a little bit of lucha, but I would still love to go to Mexico and like fully indulge myself in it. But yeah, I think the ultimate goal is if I can have a great storyline and have that big payoff for the biggest show that wrestling's ever seen, that's what I want. No matter where it is, if it's WWE, if it's not, it doesn't matter, that's my goal.
Oh, I like that answer, and I think that you can get there. I think you're talented enough, definitely charismatic enough. We appreciate the time. Of course, we always love to give our guests any sort of opportunity to kind of plug anything. Do you have any like events or anything coming up that you might want to plug?
I would say, just because I'm bad with dates and names and stuff, clearly, check me out on social media, Missa Kate 23, MISSA KATE 23 at Instagram and Twitter, and then I have like little links that like you go find merch, 8x10s, t-shirts, blah 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 blah, cool. All that fun stuff. So yeah, check that out.
No, we'll definitely, if we can get to it, we'll go ahead and link it down in like the description when we do it on YouTube, most definitely. But we really appreciate your time coming on and chatting with us. It was great. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Chicago's sweetheart, Missa Kate, in your house. We appreciate your time.
Pleasure.
Yeah. In your house with O'Con. Hey, O'Con in your house. Hollywood in your house. Hypocrisy's head in the clouds. Curating all kind of loud. Wrestling in front of the crowds. Paragon's holding it down. Anybody can get it. Josh Joseph standing on his decisions. He is the voice. There is no choice. We is them boys in your house making wrestling noise. Moving fast, it's like cruiserweight action. In your house is the perfect distraction. Pumpers in your ears when you in traction. Get this work with some wrestling action. Smoke.